Alright, so we have to talk about the CPI again. Alright, so just watch this video before the 12th of January because that's when actually CPI drops. Okay, so we have to go through some of the expectation that we're going to be seeing for CPI. I'm going to show you guys some data that we already have from last month. Okay, so over here you can see this is from the November CPI. We're getting the December one upcoming right now. Okay, something that's very, very important for us to actually look at is over here. If you look from July all the way to November, okay, we got 0%, 0.1, 0.4, 0.4, 0.1. Okay, so in the last 5 months alone, we only have inflation go up 1%. Okay, for inflation to go up 1% in the last 5 months, effectively, if you actually analyze it properly, you're actually looking at about a 2%, 0.2% ish, and then 0.2, then you just to bring it back up, you're gonna be looking at about a 2.4% year over year inflation, which is pretty good. Okay, which is why we have to bring up the possibility that over here, when we are talking about a possibility of this upcoming CPI, what is going to be coming out for the headline numbers. Personally, right now, I'm not going to be holding you guys back. This is going to be a very, very quick video. I want to get this out fast. Okay, we are probably going to be looking at a 0.2 to 0.3% increase month over month. That's my expectation. I think the street expectation is actually at 0% or even negative. Okay, I think the expectation is not out just yet. So if it actually comes out to be 0%, that's great. I think that it will really help with the market. Chances are, because after seeing the FOMC minutes, we already know for a fact that we're not going to be getting any more rate cuts in 2023. That's going to be an issue. Okay, not getting any more rates cut in 2023 effectively means that it doesn't really matter what inflation numbers you're going to be bringing up. The Federal Reserve is not going to be cutting rates. Okay, of course, that's according to the current FOMC minutes. The next SCP, there is a possible chance that the Federal Reserve might actually bring down the rates. So they might actually start to introduce some form of a rates cuts. We're not sure if that will be coming in the second quarter or the third quarter. Hopefully, I'm hoping that it will be in the third and fourth quarter. I don't want to see rates cut coming in too quickly either. If rates cut coming too quickly, inflation might just go out of control again. I think we should not be complacent over the fact. Okay, so maybe I think we most likely will want to see third quarter, fourth quarter. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Okay, so my own expectation is most likely going to be at 0.2, 0.3%. My own personal expectation. Okay, and that's going to be very, very good as well, because getting a 0.2, 0.3% month over month would actually annualize it down to about like 6.7%. No, that's not annualized. I mean, year over year, we'll be expecting about like a 6.7% year over year inflation data, which if you were to annualize it, you are looking at somewhere in the 2.5% year over year, if it is annualized. Okay, so I think overall, these are sort of considered as good news, but the Federal Reserve would not exactly consider them as good news just yet. Okay, so you have to look at where the Federal Reserve is most likely going to be looking at. What Jerome Powell most likely want to see is an actual deflationary number before he even start to lift off his hands from the possible continuous rates hike. Right now, I think talking about rates cuts in general is going to be out of the question. I think rates hike for that part. I think the next FOMC, we're most likely still going to be seeing a 25 increment or a 50 basis point increment. That is still going to be happening. But of course, if we actually start to see a deflationary number in this CPI or the next CPI, I would imagine the FOMC would actually start to have more of a dovish tone. That is our hopium and our copium, hoping that this is what actually happened with the market. But otherwise, I think that the CPI is most likely going to continue trending downwards for now. But of course, the concern that a lot of people is having is that if we actually continue for the next one whole year, getting about a 0.4%, 0.5% month over month data, let's just say it actually go back down. Let's just say we are getting about a 0.2% month over month data for the whole of next year. Okay, what actually happens then? Okay, that means inflation effectively year over year it actually went down to about 2 or 3%. Okay, it might actually sound good, but you do have to understand that that's not exactly good either. Okay, where this actually becomes a little bit concerning is because inflation is very, very sticky. Okay, inflation has this issue where the moment you actually put on some prices upwards, it's not going to come back down. Okay, which is why for food prices, you don't really see food prices go downwards. Which is why for all this inflationary data, okay, over here, I'm just gonna show you guys a little bit. Okay, over here you can see food prices in general. May it went up 1.2, June 1%, July 1.1, August 0.8, September 0.8, October 0.6, November 0.5. Okay, unadjusted wise is it went up 10.6% in the year-to-year basis. Okay, so why food prices keep on going up? Because inflation is very, very sticky. Okay, think about it this way. For example, if today I'm going to be raising up prices for bread, or if I'm going to be raising up prices for beef or for chicken and things like that, when inflation effectively go down in the next couple of months and things like that, even when the suppliers for all these butchers and bartenders and whatever, all these service people, when their stocks actually get lesser in price, it's not going to automatically translate into them cutting down the price of the selling price either. Okay, for example, if today I'm going to be selling chicken for $10, okay, and I'm getting from my supplier for the chickens, I'm getting it for like $8, for example, and I'm selling for $10. Okay, when the supplier actually dropped the price down to say $6, I'm not going to suddenly drop my price down to $8. I'm not going to cut it down that way. Okay, the only way you can actually bring inflation downwards all over again is via competition in the whole entire industry again, which means if I'm the chicken store A, chicken store B, chicken store C, chicken store D, all of us wants to compete in prices. I'm going to say, okay, you know what, I'm going to be selling at $9.50. Okay, and then chicken store B is going to say, you know what, we're going to sell 3 of them for $27, things like that. And then you kind of see marketing techniques come in, people doing some sales technique here and there. That's how you actually make prices competitive. You want to bring prices downwards. Okay, and for inflation wise, it's sticky. Because all of them knows for a fact that, you know, I have been selling chicken for $10 for a year now. Okay, it doesn't make sense for me to suddenly sell chicken back to $8 again. I can easily make a lot more money if I just stay at about the $9 to $10 margin. I can cut a little bit here and there, and if I were to do so, you know, I'm still able to get my customer base settled. Okay, people are not going to complain for the sudden hike in prices anymore. Okay, so that's where inflation actually kind of get a little bit iffy for that fact, which is why food prices in general, you don't really see food prices go back down. Okay, oil prices on the other hand, which is why I wasn't exactly too concerned about oil prices, is because yeah, it could go up, but the thing is that when oil prices go down, it is being reflected to everyone. Okay, of course not in Singapore. Singapore oil prices only go up, it doesn't really go down. Horrible. Okay, but that's a complaint for another video completely. So I think inflation wise, definitely a very, very sticky inflationary situation that we always have been having, but hopefully so for the next 2 to 3 months. I think 3 months would be the best. I think by the time March hits, when we get the February data, I think that's going to be the most important one. This 3 CPI that we do get, I want to see 0.2, 0.3, nothing more than that. Okay, if we get all this below 0.3%, I think we're Gucci. I think by the second half of 2023, we're most likely going to be seeing some level of rate cuts. That's my expectation. But that's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.